What's up? What's up? What's up? God dang, God dang, God diggity dang. Happy New Year 2022. I am excited to be here with you all. Michael Gebben, aka the Mind Mechanic, and I am excited to kick off on Monday, January 3rd, as part of my mind tune-up time, bringing you your daily jumpstart. So today I titled this Miracles. What are miracles? What is a miracle? How often do they happen? And, you know, it's interesting because there's a guy that I got to do some coaching with named Steve Hardison, theultimatecoach.com. And what I've realized, if you go on YouTube, there's like well, now there's a few more videos. I won't get into all that today, but there is a video, TPO LIT NFL, and it's about a 2-hour video. And was one of the only videos online of Steve Hardison talking. Now there's a handful more. But essentially, what I realized through that video, through meeting him 2 times now, is that he turns the mundane into miracles. You know, having worked with Tony Robbins and been to Sir Richard Branson's private island, those of you who know me probably know that. Those of you who don't. But I ran a video production company from 2004, basically. Officially started in 2006 till March of 2020 when the pandemic hit. I'm coaching full time and tuning up hearts and minds one at a time, so ideas don't die in hard sets and hard drives. But I've gotten to do some pretty incredible things in my life. And I think one of the things that I've found in this period of transition from, you know, my identity being in video production to really my identity just being a human being now and living life, not as Michael Gebben, not as the Mind Mechanic, not as a videographer, not as a video production guy, not as a wedding guy, not as all these different titles that we can give ourselves, that others give us through what we do, the expectations that people have on us, any of those kind of things. But I'm just a human being. Right. And so my identity isn't in any one individual thing. It's just in living. And that has taken some pressure off. But in this transition from traveling around the world and people are like, wow, that's super incredible. You get to live this, you know, amazing life. And I am eternally grateful for the life that I have lived up until this point. But that transition from traveling around the world and meeting all these people that people would love to meet, not just hear a YouTube video, but literally get to hug them, shake their hand, I was with Paul Tudor Jones and my buddy Brent and Tony Robbins, and Paul Tudor Jones had to leave for 45 minutes. And I was in a room with Tony and Brent for almost an hour and got to interact with him. And I told people, like, you know how much that time is worth? And so I know how blessed I've been, but the reality is that didn't come with a lot of, you know, time, energy, effort put into things. And then just like I had to do with coaching, and what I want all of you to think about for this year is I had to be bold. See, the interesting thing is this technology right now is a miracle. This is the Steve Hardison model of miracles, right? This bottle of water, I can take a cap off. I can drink it. Miracle. I got 2 eyes here, a mouth here, 2 ears here, right? Miracle. See, what we think a miracle is, what my transition in life taught me is that we are looking for the big, the grandiose, the like, you know, somebody dies for 20 minutes and then they come back to life. That's a miracle, right? Sure, that's pretty amazing because it's super rare, right? You don't hear that happening very often because unfortunately around this holiday season and what's happened with the pandemic and everything else, there's been a lot more death, but there's also been a lot more death talked about. And even old Betty White, who was 17 days away from her 100th birthday, 99 years old, and from what I hear, died of natural causes, was super healthy most of her life. And so you have that, and you have people who have health problems their whole life, but live a long time. People have health problems and die quickly. But so that is in and of itself what a lot would identify at times as a miracle, right? One, like a Betty White, 99 years old, overall, no problems, super healthy. I think she still talked about, she said, what were one of her secrets in a recent interview? She's like, no greens and whiskey and ice cream or something. You know what I mean? And so it's interesting. But what I've had to, and I'm looking at 2022 and beyond, last few years, there's been this word of being bold, right? And that has served me well. But as I go into 2022, it's about having more fun. It's about seeing the miracles in the mundane. Because as I mentioned, if you watch the Steve Hardison post, there's a lot, there's a Facebook group right now, and he's pretty active in it. And his book just came out that he did not write. He never wanted a book written. But what's interesting is what I have seen. There's a lot of people so excited. And I had that same, I do still have the same excitement. But what's interesting in my observation is that is somebody experiencing dying and coming back to life could be so, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Here's what I saw. Here's what happened. It could have all this excitement and enthusiasm because a miracle happened. A lot of us, depending on our life, are like, I can walk, I can talk, I can hear, I can see, I can get in a car. I wake up every day. I put on my glasses. I don't. I have clothes I put on. Like, man, life's boring. Like, there ain't much happening. Look at that guy. He just died and came back. Look at that guy. He travels the world. Look at that guy or gal, has 1 million subscribers and, all these followers and all these, and you're like, I don't do anything. I'm a loser. I suck. Tried this stuff before, never works. Right. So you're looking for this miraculous miracle, big thing to happen, or somebody comes out of nowhere. You're doing something and they shout you out, you get all these followers, or you make all this money, you win the lottery, right? These big miracles. But what I've started to realize is that miracles are everywhere. And if we slow down and observe, as some of you just catching this, there's that aspect where water is a miracle. The fact that we have glasses, the fact that most of us, not everybody, there's still tons without clean drinking water, right? But most people are going to be listening to this. You're not living in total poverty, especially if you're on the internet somewhere, right? The likelihood is 99% of the people that will be watching this have a smartphone, have the internet, right? And it's amazing. You hear the story of the first flight that had Wi-Fi, and people were thrilled. They were so excited. They were like, oh my gosh, this is a miracle, right? And then within 5 minutes of the flight and it not working really well because it was brand new, people are complaining and whining and moaning and getting all upset about it, right? But what if you started at every moment of every day, you started to celebrate the miracles? It wasn't just the big, because although big things, I think, happen to all of us. And again, this conviction that I've seen someone like Steve Hardison taking the mundane and turning it into a miracle, looking at a strawberry and seeing the miracle that it is to have a strawberry, right? And most of us are like, a strawberry, eat it, right? Throw it away, whatever, and it's like, we take so much for granted. And there's this joy and fun and excitement and enthusiasm and passion in a child, that what I've learned is I want to bring, or what I've not just learned, but what I've observed, what I've seen, and what I'm making a conscious choice, which is a miracle, right? The ability to make a conscious choice to say, boom, I'm getting on here, your daily jump start, build a habit, start to create a new habit. You hear of Jerry Seinfeld, worth $800 million, and he still is doing comedy shows on the weekend. He still more or less writes, to the best of my knowledge, every day, or at least 5 days a week. He puts an X on a big calendar and he builds that muscle. See, so many times I would say in my identity and my thought process and who I was being was, I got to be inspired, right? If I'm going to do what I'm doing right now, like picking a time, I don't know about that. I got to be inspired to do this. Right? I got to be fired up to do this. Right. And oh, that just hits at some miraculous time that's unknown. And then if I'm not in a place to do something like this, well, I guess I just miss out. Or maybe I shouldn't do as many as I'd like to do because somebody says, well, you know, you give away too much, right? There's all these things that we observe, that we see, that we're told indirectly, that we're told directly, that we read about. And what I've learned for me in my life, and that what I'm here to inspire is the mind mechanic, as the jump starter, as the motivator, as the inspirer, encourager, you know, the catalyst, all these words that get thrown around, is that for me, when I click on my phone and do a live, when I click on Zoom and do a live, when I click on Zoom and there's people on, when I pick up the phone, when I am in front of another human being, right? When I open my phone, open Voxer, listen to a message and respond, that by and large, to do that activity, I don't need to be inspired. I don't need to wait for some catalyst, lightning striking moment to be able to speak with enthusiasm, passion, to inspire, to encourage, to motivate, to help someone believe in themselves, because who you be will affect your actions and will affect your entire life, right? I just heard the other day, you know, if you believe yourself, your identity is being an athlete, you're typically not going to eat 40 cheeseburgers a day, right? Because that's not who you are. This lady, Nadine, was saying how, her words, not mine, when she identified as being a fat person, she did what a fat person does. Again, not my words, her, it's in a video. That's what she said. And so if you're, what you believe and who you're being affects everything. So who are you being? Are you being a person who's looking for lightning striking moments and huge miracles to happen? Or are the miracles in every moment of every day? And do you create the inspiration, or are you looking for inspiration to hit? I believe that you create your life each and every single moment of each and every single day. And I believe that we have the ability to turn the mundane into miracles. I believe that the fact that I can look over here and see Facebook and see that my words instantaneously are popping up on the screen as I speak them is a miracle. And so my concept is create your life your way. You have an ability to have your life look, be however you want it to be. But you first have to believe that that is possible and start to become a person who then knows that you can achieve and do anything that you want. You just have to, one, believe it, and then I'm still a firm believer in action. For a while, for many years, I talked about massive and perfect action, MIA. Then I shifted it, I have it down here right in front of me, to MIA, massive inspired action. And very recently, it's become massive intentional action. Okay. Perfect. Throw everything at the wall. I don't know what sticks. Then you slow down a little bit and you have that, oh, wow, Johnny, haven't thought about Johnny in a long time. Maybe I should call Johnny. And you instantly text or call or email and reach out to Johnny, right? You don't just like, oh, yeah, right? And that's when you have those moments of synchronicities where somebody says, oh my gosh, I was thinking of you too. I was almost going to text you. I was almost going to call you. But see, most people don't act on the inspiration that does hit them. It just passes on by. Because do you know how to hear it, listen to it, act on it? And then you can be intentional. Right? Intentional. You're taking inspired action that's imperfect because you don't think about how it needs to be written and rewrite it and 50,000 times and all these things. You just get inspired. You take an imperfect action that's an intentional action. And miracles will happen. I promise you. I've seen so many things that when I act out of inspiration, right, rather than desperation, rather than I need this to happen, I need this person to respond, I need this money, I need, but rather I just flow. What does flow mean to me? It means being able to be intentional and to create the inspiration, not just wait for it to hit. It can hit, but it is not either or. It is not just waiting for inspiration to hit. It is being proactive and at times being reactive. Proactive is I can create inspiration. Reactive is I react to inspiration, right? But I don't believe it's an either or. I don't believe in life that there's a lot of things that are all or nothing. So my man, Alex Hormozio, I've been following a lot recently, would say everything almost is on a continuum. It's not if you're honest, it's how honest are you, right? And there are so many things where it's not, this or that. It's where do you fit on the continuum? Where do you fit on the spectrum? And that's where everything is. So if you feel super unclear about what you're excited about 2022, you're like, anything's possible. I don't really know, but you're unclear of what actions to take, what to do. You can start to gain more clarity. And to me, that is by in and of itself, taking an action. Because if you're aware as you take actions, as things happen, you can start to gain the clarity, right? You get in your car and you just start driving. Where are you going to get? Well, wherever you drive to. How do you know where you're going? Well, some people don't. Some people do. Right? Some people are frustrated because they're not getting anywhere, but they don't know where they're going. But not all those who wander are lost. Some are. So you're going to be a person who's wandering around and you're frustrated because some not big, magical, miracle thing that you've created an expectation in your mind has happened, or the fact that you can take an action, get in a car, send somebody a text, make a phone call, in and of itself is a miracle. And you get to create your life your way. Now, I get fired up when I do these things. Every Tuesday, I do complimentary coaching calls. Brand new person or a couple people every single week. So I plan to do these. I get in the flow, I get in the zone here on something like this, and I could easily just go for hours. I'm making it a practice to keep these to 10, 15, 20 minutes. And these will be solo sessions. And I just wanted to get on here because it helps me take thoughts and things that are in my mind and release them for myself and to the world. Because I know and have heard a lot, and I accept and own it now, that, my words matter. Your words matter. And so this is a gift. This is a practice. This skill has been built over time. This was not on accident. I didn't come out of the womb being able to just speak and do my thing and flow like this. It's been a practice. And so for me, this is something that's important to me and my practice to continue to get better at inspiring, encouraging, motivating, all those things. So I thought, let's bring it to the world. Let's build that habit and rock it out. Right now, I'm planning on 5 days a week. Think about Miracle Monday, ultimately Tune Up Tuesday, Winning Wednesday, Transformation Thursday, and Freedom Friday. And we'll see where that goes. We'll see if it shifts. We'll see if the words shift every week. And I plan on roughly going live right around 9 o'clock, Monday through Friday. And then Tuesday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time is Mind Tune Up time. And that's where I do a coaching session typically. So if you want that, it's complimentary. It's of no cost. It's my give back to a couple new people every week who may or may not be able to afford or whatever, my normal coaching. You can get that. And my challenge to you is to be bold. Don't say I don't deserve it. I'm not paying for it. I'd rather pay for it. I get money. It's my give back. I wouldn't do it if I didn't want to. I love doing it. It's my give back. So you can go to mindtuneuptimelive.com, register for the Zoom. All you got to do, show up. Send me a message ahead of time. Say, hey, I'd love to get on today. Whatever you want to do, you can send me a message. You can just show up. But mindtuneuptimelive.com, that's where you can get on the Zoom, pull you up. We'll rock it out together. And we do that on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time every week. And you can also join the Facebook group there. I stream it there. And then after the fact, which is going to be the same for these, is that I'll get them on podcasts, I'll get them on YouTube. I'll have some show notes so you can consume it wherever is convenient for you after the fact, or you can do your best to join me live here. And if you have questions, if you have topics that I could cover in these little daily jump starts, fire me a message as well. You can go to facebook.com/Gebs86. It's me and my wife right now, and send me a message there, or michael@themindmechanic.net. You can send me an email and give me topics. All I need is that little spark. Typically, I can create the spark as well, right? Where's that continuum? But I love getting things from you, because this isn't just about me. It's about you and you having your best life. And so I'm here to tune up hearts and minds one at a time so your ideas don't die and your hearts, heads, and hard drives. So I'm excited to be in your life a little bit more than I have before. And 2022 is going to be an incredible year. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. Keep rocking, keep rolling. And as the great philosopher Matthew McConaughey would say, keep living, my friend. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.